It's time. UFC bet with me. We're back. MMA Locker Room here, part of Pick Dawgz. And I'm going to be going over this week's card, headlined by Leon Murphy taking on Edson Barboza. We got a lot of fights to talk about, so I'm going to go over every single fight, give you guys my pick, my prediction. And then at the end of the week, at the end of it, I'm going to give you guys a parlay so we guys can, get some money and see how we can do it again. Hey, because last week, we had a good week. What'd we do? Man, I wanted to go undefeated. We weren't able to. We went 11-2, though. We only missed 2 predictions. And those 2 predictions, man, a lot of people got those wrongs. But, hey, it ain't about that, though. Who would have thought, man, Robecki, did you see the way that he looked after that fight? His face looked like 2 people jumped him with baseball bats. He lost. And then Robelius de Spain lost. Besides those, we got every single prediction right on there. Had a great day, over there. So let's keep it going on the picks and predictions. And hey, man, let's get it started. UFC bet with me. Let's go over the best bets and all the picks, starting with the first fight on the night. First fight on the night, we got Emily Ducote, 13 wins, 8 losses, taking on Vanessa Demopoulos, 10-5. Emily Ducote is a big favorite in this spot, opening up at a -340 on the books. Come back on Vanessa's at a +240. Vanessa's actually been good in the UFC. I want to say she's like 4-1 in the UFC. She's been getting some wins that she really shouldn't have been given after the way that the fights resulted in the scorecards. Some people think that she got, handed them to her. But when you look at the way that she fights, jiu-jitsu type of style, wants to always get you down to the ground. If she can get you down to the ground, that's what she's going to be looking to do, more ground and pound and submit you. On the feet, she's not that good. Emily Ducote, she's good overall. Good striking, good wrestling, good takedown defense, good cardio. In this one, I do think Ducote is the spot in this one. I don't think that the price tag is warranted at a -360. I would have liked it if it was a little bit lower, but I do think Emily Ducote will win the decision in this one. Women's MMA fight's going to go the distance as well. All right, second fight on the card, man. We got a good one to talk about. Clayon Rodriguez taking on Aljamain. Okay, let's get down to the opening odds. Clayon Rodriguez is -150 on the books. You got the comeback on Aljamain at a +125. Clayon Rodriguez is 1-2 in the UFC right now. He's a guy that I like. Decent striking, averages about 5.6 strikes per landing per minute. Aljamain, he's a game fighter out there. Orthodox type of stance. In this one, the rightful price tag is on the guy that should be the favorite in my eye. I'm not really looking to bet this one, just because I know Aljamain can surprise some people. Clayon Rodriguez is still green. What I mean by is he came from the Contender Series, and they were giving him a little bit of hard matchups in the UFC. And the people that he lost to were warranted favorites that should have won. The people that he beat were warranted people that he should have beat. In other words, I think this is the type of fight to where it can kind of go 50-50 in my eyes. If this was a -110, -115 Clayon Rodriguez, I would be looking at this as a Rodriguez spot for me to bet. But at that -150, I got to just pass on this fight. If it comes down maybe to like -125, I might be looking back at this fight later on in the week. But in this one, though, I do think Clayon Rodriguez is the pick. I do think he has multiple ways to win in here. I could even see him getting the finish inside the distance as well. So the pick got to be Rodriguez in this one. All right, third fight on the card. We got a good one. Pier Rodriguez, 9-1, taking on Ariana Carnelossi. All right. Pier Rodriguez, -225. Ariana Carnelossi, +185. Carnelossi, short statue type of fighter. Always going to go out there and try to take you out. She's like a John Lineker when he used to be in the UFC. She's built like a tank, kind of like a Jessica Andrade. She's been on a layoff for about a year now. What she's been doing, I'll tell you, she's been having back surgery, folks. And anytime you have back surgery and you're coming back to fight, I don't know if I'm going to be back in that one. You hear me out? But Pier Rodriguez opened up at like a -130. Money came in. She's all the way up to a -225 in here. I did like her at that -190 price tag earlier on. I did play a little spot on her, parlay her with something. I'll tell you guys what it is later. But I do think Pier Rodriguez should be able to get it done because Ariana Carlos, he does slow down as the fight goes. As long as Pier Rodriguez can get this past, I would say mid-second round, I can see her getting this done. I would even be going with the third round finish maybe. So the pick is going to be Rodriguez, but I'm not too invested in this fight like others are because I do want to say this is a dog to where this dog can be live. You don't never really just want to have your money against Ariana Carnelosi. And you guys will see what I mean once you see her walk into that cage. Yeah. So, little piece on the parlay. That was at that minus 190. But the way that the money's coming in on Pier Rodriguez, it leads me to think that, the odds makers might know something that we know too. And, as long as this gets past those latest rounds, we might be cashing it, folks. Next fight on the card, we got Abus Magomedov. 25 wins, 6 losses, 1 draw, taking on Wally Alvarez. Abus Magomedov's a minus 270, plus 225 on Wally Alvarez. Man, Abus Magomedov came into the UFC looking good. Got a win over Dustin Stolfis. But after that, back-to-back losses. Won to Sean Strickland in a fight where he won the first round. And then just gassed out in the second round and got finished. And then after that, he backed that up with a loss to Kyle Berhilo. 2 fighters in the division where I think that beat a lot of people. So we got his losses off. We're not mad about. Seen him fight before this organization. He came from the PFL. He's a decent striker out there. He has a long jab. He has a long jabbing kick too, a long lunging kick. He likes to push that out there a lot. And then after that, he follows it up with some power. He's nice in the first round. Wally Alvarez, he's an explosive fighter too. He's going to be going out there try to finish you. He's not going to be the most defensively sound fighter. I haven't really been too impressed with him. I think his last fight was against Nicholas Dalby in the spot to where he fought in Brazil and didn't look good. I think Abus Magomedov gets this one done. I think he wins inside the distance in this one. So I'll say fight not going the distance, and I like Abus Magomedov to get the win in that one. All right, next fight taking place, we got Millz Gato. 8 wins and 2 losses and 2 draws. 2 draws in your career, that's crazy. With that many fights, red flag. Opening up on the books on minus 360. Taking on Tamyra Vell. 7 wins and 2 losses, plus 275 on the books. All right, both these women, you really can't trust them with your money. Why? Because Millz Gato is on a 2-fight losing streak. And Tamyra Vell, she just lost in her fight, right? But Millz Gato being a minus 360 favorite, I don't know if it's going to look like that easy. Maybe I'm going to look like a fool, but I don't think that she should be a minus 360 favorite at all. Tamyra Vell, her last fight out, she fought a big physical girl who was able to hold her down and get the takedowns going. Millz Gato is not that type of girl. She will get about, one or 2 takedowns per fight, Millz Gato, but she's not the girl that's going to be pushing that wrestling output. Tamyra Vell does strike hard. I've never really been impressed with Millz Gato, but I haven't seen enough on Tamyra Vell to say, oh, okay, she's the man. If you guys are betting this, do not put your money on Millz Gato at minus 360 and parlay her with anything. Try to find another way to bet it, maybe. But yeah, the pick, man, yeah. I'm going to go with Millz Gato, though. The pick is Millz Gato. She is the better fighter. But it's just at this price tag, folks. So that's what I'm getting caught up at. All right. So the pick is definitely Millz Gato to win the fight. But the price tag, I would not be betting this and parlaying her and thinking that this is a solid parlay piece. Speaking of a solid parlay piece. Omar C, 9-0, taking on Tuco Tokors, 10-3. Omar C had a different opponent. Got switched out about 4 days ago. New opponent. But guess what? Something that he's used to. He had a few fights scheduled with multiple opponents, and everybody started pulling out. He's making his UFC debut. He's opening up in this one on some books out there at a minus 300. Hopefully, it'll still be there. Point blank period, I like this guy's advertised. He's a wrestler. He likes to push the pace out there. Striking's good too as well. 6'5" in the division. At that height, man, he has a long reach. 84-inch reach on the division. Young fighter, 28 years old. Light heavyweights, look out. I think Omar C is going to be as advertised out here. I'm going to go ahead and call it right now. He's going to finish him inside the distance. Todoroki, I've seen some of his fights, seen some of his opponents. They're not nowhere near UFC quality. One couple of good fights here and there, I will say. Has decent striking. You know, he can put out the volume in the division, but I like Omar C in here. That was my solid parlay piece. So let's go ahead and keep it going. Next fight on the card, but before we do that, I need everybody to smash that like button for us, hit that subscribe, and hit those comments up for us right now. Let us know, you guys doing prize picks, you guys doing DraftKings, how you guys are attacking this UFC card in other ways too. You guys doing anything on FanDuel? Let me know. You guys got your own rotations, your own fighters. Who you got? Who you got in your rotation this week? Let's keep it going, man. All right, next fight on the card. Prelim still. Tom Nelson 6-1, taking on Victor Martinez 13-5. Tom Nelson, big favorite, minus 500 on the books. Check it. Hear me out. There's no way I'm betting this at all at a minus 500 on the books. Tom Nolan let me down in this last fight against Motto, but didn't let me down too much because he was making his UFC debut. He just lost the bet for me. Just put it like that. All right. It is what it is. He was a favorite in there. I had a parlay, and he got knocked out in that first round. Looking back, you know, of course, man, he sometimes when he's striking out there, he's not defensively sound. Victor Martinez, he made his UFC debut against Jordan Levitt. He got finished. Before that, he came on the Contender Series and fought one of the local fighters I know out here named Jacob Rosales. He was able to win that fight. But then he got finished by Jordan Levitt in there. He's got decent boxing, good striking as well. This is going to be a striker versus striker match. I can see this one not going to the scorecards at all. And I can see, you know, somebody getting finished in there. But the somebody getting finished in there, I think it's going to be Victor Martinez. If he got finished by Jordan Levitt, hear me out. Tom Nolan, I think he's going to finish him inside the distance in this one. If he was at a minus 220, I would say, okay, I need to parlay you to get my money back, you know, and win us back our money. But minus 500, I can't trust you, man. I can't trust you with that price tag. All right, next fight. Good one. Angela Hill, 16 wins, 13 losses, taking on Luana Panero, 11-2. Angela Hill's the favorite in this one, minus 150. Everybody know Angela Hill. She's been fighting for the longest now. Type veteran that averages about 5 strikes per minute out there. Takedown, she's not going to do that. But look, man, hear me out. She knows how to win. She knows how to get the decision done. Coming out for win in her last fight, I want to say against Denise Gomes, who had a play on her in there, was able to cash. Luana Panero, I like her too, man. The reason why I like her, she's an aggressive fighter out there. Judo type of style out there. Orthodox stance, throwing with a lot of power out there. She's looking to finish you. She's not going out there to fight and point fight. She's looking to finish you. But the thing is, if she doesn't get it done in that first round, she slows down dramatically, drastically. 3-1 in the UFC, I want to say. Good wins too. Wins over Michelle Waterson, you know. But in her last fight out, she did throw some red flags against it was against Rebos. Well, a lot of people might not look that good against Rebos. And here I'm gonna tell you like this: I like Angela Hill because she's only at a minus 140 when I bet her, and I know she just knows how to beat fighters like this who's coming up, and you know, who's not just dominant in one way. But Luana Panero in that first round, she's going to be looking vicious. I can see a path to where if she's able to just get takedowns in that first round, she might be able to get the job done. But if she's not, in which I won't think that she's able to because Angela Hill's tough and she ain't going out like that. That's why I like this fight. But, man, I like Luana Panero. I actually been betting on her. I think this is the only time I'm betting against her. Matter of fact, I know it is. This is the only time I'm betting against her. But I like Angela Hill in this spot. All right, next fight to go on. We got Adrian Yannis, my guy. 16-4, taking on Vanessa Salvador. He's a minus 390 on the favorite. That's Adrian Yannis. If you guys want some more information on him, check out my interview. I got an interview with Adrian Yannis. Just go on YouTube, type in MMA Locker Room. Interviews Adrian Yannis. With that being said, since I do got an interview on the fighter, I don't want to give a pick or a prediction or anything like that, just off the respect. But just know this: that minus 390, that's definitely parlayable. That's definitely parlayable. Inside the distance. Get him. All right. Next fight. Themba Gorimbo, 12-4. He's going to be taking on Ramiz Brahmas, 10-4. Okay. Themba Gorimbo's minus 140 on the books. Okay. Raheem Brownmoss, man, we haven't seen him since when exactly? Nobody knows, man. He's been off, and what he's been doing, man, I guess he had an accident or had some type of thing going on to where, you know, his life was threatened or something like that. You know, he had some type of surgery, some medical thing. But he's back now, okay? But he's the type of guy that's going to go up there and try to get the takedowns. He's not averaging too many strikes per minute. He got his ear busted up by my boy Max Griffin. Check that out, man. Max Griffin in viral form. Demba Grimba, I really like this guy. I think he's going to finish him inside the distance. Minus 140, I bet it straight on here. Monies came in on Ramiz Brahmas. Because why? This fight, when it came out, Grimba was like a minus 220. And bam, money came in. I got him at this low price. I like it. Just seen him in media day. Man, he had a message that just hit me. He said, somebody asked him, why are you going to win this fight? What's your motivation? He said, man, my coach is with me right now. I just found out that his mom died, this and that, and he's with me right now instead. My motivation is that I'm going to go win for him because my coach, mom, just passed 3 hours ago. He started crying on the mic. He's like, that's my motivation. I ain't going to lie, folks. When I seen that, hit my bookie, and I doubled up. Let's go. I got Thimbo Garimbo in this spot, man. All right, next fight, man. We got a banger. Chaos Williams taking on Carlton Harris, okay? Chaos Williams, 14 wins, 3 losses. Carlton Harris, 19-5. 4-1 in the UFC, that's Carlton Harris, man. Chaos Williams, he's been good too as well. And this one, you got Chaos Williams at a minus 130 on the favorites right now. He's a guy that's been, you know, winning the fights that he's supposed to and, you know, losing to the better fights. Carlton Harris, man, last time we seen him, he was against Jeremiah Wells. I had a Jeremiah Wells, and Jeremiah Wells was just winning that fight. And then he turned it around out of nowhere, caught him in the sub, and submitted him. This fight is going to be dangerous, explosive, good. All right, man. Now, look, hear me out. I like Chaos Williams at a minus 130. But it could... Man, this fight can go... Man, if Carlton Harris is able to get those takedowns, that's going to be his path to victory. But Chaos Williams, I think, is going to be able to keep it on the feet and win in the late third round or else even by decision. The pick is going to be Chaos Williams. All right, main event time. We got Leon Murphy, 13-0, taking on Edson Barboza, 24-11. Leon Murphy, man, this guy's been good in the UFC right now. This is going to be his toughest task. Opening up a minus 140. Edson Barboza has been good, too, his last couple of fights, showing, hey, man, I'm not no gatekeeper. Don't put me in these people to try to get past me. He's showing he can still win out here, and he's one of those guys that can. Why? Because he's a full mixed martial artist. Yeah, you might slow down. You might not still have the power as you get older, as he is 38 years old, but he's a mixed martial artist. He can still perform at a high level at anything. Hear me out like this, okay? Certain players are always going to be able to perform good in the games. Why? Because they just got the fundamentals and the aspects and everything like that. All right, so in this one, I got to go with the favorite in here, okay? Hear me out. Leron Murphy, he's been making money for us over here. And until he's taking money out of a pocket, I cannot go against him in here, okay? Edson Barboza, I think he's going to look game in about 2 rounds. But I think Leron Murphy in a 5-round fight, he should be able to get this fight in the 4th or 5th round, I'm going to say. He can mix in the takedowns, clean striking, averaging about 3.65 strikes per minute in here. Yeah, like I said, I like Leron Murphy to get it done in this fight. I want to say 4th or 5th round. All right, now look, man. If you guys want my parlay, hear me out. Let's go ahead and get it. All right. We're going to be taking Abu Smagomedov. And we're going to be taking, like I said, I wasn't going to give out the pick or prediction for that fight. But we're going to go with Adrian Yannis. Parlay those two and meet me at the book, meet me at the window, and let's get paid. UFC bet with me. Make sure you guys smash that like button in the comment section. MMA Locker Room here, part of Pick Dawgz. If you can't roll with the Pick Dawgz, stay on the porch.